What's up folks, welcome to Wasted Space, and welcome to another video on Space Hulk Tactics. Now if you're completely new to this title, don't know anything about what it's about, I'd recommend you go and check out my first video on this. It'll explain a lot more about how the basics of the game works, and shows off some of the Terminator campaign, which is the campaign I would definitely recommend you play first. And to understand why, we'll go into that a bit later in this video, because in this one, we're going to be checking out what the Genestealer side of things is all like, and checking out their campaign. Now before we get into any of that, I've got to give a big shout out to Focus Home Interactive. Big thanks to them for sponsoring this video and getting me back into Space Hulk again, because I've spent about 25 hours in this one now, having a lot of fun, almost finished that Space Marine campaign, and now starting to really quite enjoy playing the Genestealers. And if at the end of the video you do fancy checking the game out, there's a link down in the video description just below. And now let's dive straight in with a bit of Genestealer fun. Because these guys, as I said, not only are they very different, but I'd really recommend you play the Blood Angels first and the Genestealers second, because the two storylines are kind of linked. So let's get in here. I'm just going to resume where I am with the Genestealers, because their campaign is a bit more split up than the Space Marines one is, but there's a good reason for it. So you'll notice that this Hulk here doesn't look much like the Hulk we were just on. Definitely a tinge of warp in the background there, and that's because as you were going through the Space Marine campaign, you were discovering the dead bodies, the corpses, of other Space Marine chapters that had met their fate aboard the Hulk back in the past. And as you've probably guessed, this campaign for the Genestealers plays through the fates of those different chapters. So this area here was the Ultramarines, which is the first one you find during the Space Marine campaign, and we went about ensuring that their demise was met exactly as kind of it should have been. Obviously not exactly, you get to play it out, but you're playing through those missions. And I'm now on to the point where we're just starting up the Dark Angels area, which hopefully therefore doesn't contain too much in the way of spoilers or anything like that. But anyway, let's listen to what our friend of ours is going to have to say when I click confirm on this.
Centuries after the Ultramarines encountered it, the Forsaken Doom emerged from the warp in a zone of space patrolled by warriors of the first chapter, the Dark Angels. The proud fighters of the Deathwing Company assaulted the colossal wreck in the hope of finding old enemies to bring to justice. But they would make a grave tactical mistake by dividing their forces, a mistake that the lurking brood was only too eager to exploit.
So this is kind of interesting just because this guy is also one of the driving characters in the Space Marine side of the campaign. And so it's kind of cool just having him here kind of telling you the history as you play through it. But anyway, let's get ahead with this and see what this mission's all about. Kill all of the Terminators. I can deal with that. Destroy 6 marked objects as a secondary objective, and this is DNA and works exactly like your your components for the Space Marines do. So this is a resource we can use to unlock cards. The card unlock system works a little bit differently for Genestealers, but that'll all make a lot more sense once we've actually been in and had a fight, and I can try and explain the mechanics. So yeah, we have a squad set up a bit like that. You'll notice I have a special biomorph on the end here, the Bulwark. He can actually, basically the only difference with him is he takes 2 shots to kill. He'll survive the first death blow. And I've actually recently unlocked the Miasmic biomorph, so this guy is a bit different as well. You notice the card upgrade system here, it's not quite the same. This guy's a bit different in that when he dies, he leaves a pool of stuff on the floor, and that stuff doesn't hurt, but it slows down anyone going through it, meaning they spend more action points. But not knowing quite how well I'm going to be able to spawn these, I think 2 Genestealers, a Bulwark and a Miasmic seems about right. Let's get in there.
It is said that the Sons of the Lion came to seek those known as the Fallen, the long-lost traitors to their chapter. But in the gloom, the Dark Angels met only Genestealers, hiding in the shadowed spaces of the derelict. Assaulted by hordes of Xenos swarming from all directions, the Astartes vowed to destroy the Space Hulk in the hope of triumphing against almost impossible odds. But as they fought their way toward the site of an orcish ammunition dump wherein they would plant a destructive charge, they stumbled upon the corpses of the long-dead Ultramarines.
Squad Abermazel reporting ready. We're on the move.
There are 2 paths here we can take. Wait. I see something. Bodies. Torn apart. By the rock, these dead were Ultramarines.
The wounds that killed them do not resemble normal Genestealer attack patterns.
A reaction from my Auspex module. Multiple life forms approaching.
The enemy shows its fangs to us. We'll make quick work of them.
We will see about that, Terminator friends. Right, we'll see how this goes, folks. I'm going to do my best, but I'll admit, I'm still learning these Genestealers, and they're so different to the Space Marines that I'm going to derp up, I'm sure, at some point during this. I'll try and explain it to you, though, because it's so different that it becomes a really cool, different way of playing the game. And taught me a lot about things I was kind of doing wrong as the Space Marines, and some ways in which I didn't quite understand what I was up against. So it's all about these blips. Basically, we've got spawn points around the map, and we can spawn blips of like an amount of Genestealers. It's between 0 and 3 on each one of these blips. The Space Marines don't know if they've been sitting there ready to spawn, or once they've spawned, how many Genestealers there are there. So it's a big mind game kind of thing, and trying to outplan what the Space Marines are up to, because they're really good at long range, and they got guns, and we don't. We're just quick. So for this mission, it looks like they've got to plant a bomb up here, and we've just got to kill them. And if we want to do a secondary objective, we can kill these things, the orcoid fungus, which actually create a slowing effect when you do so. Only Genestealers can kill them, and that might be kind of handy on this map. But I think my plan to begin with, given we've got some miasmics, these are sort of special Genestealer type that leave a slow patch behind as well, sitting waiting to block these corridors, we might want to try and flush them down this direction, maybe even flush them into range of this spawn point, get them into this room. Yeah, so I'm going to put a single blip down here, and I just sort of select which blips I want, put them on the spawn point, and these will be available to spawn next time I'm in an action phase, because Genestealers kind of work on this weird two-phase thing, and this first turn is like different to all of them because you only get to deploy rather than move. Space Marines get to go first. So I guess that's it. Let's see what they get up to. It's been really kind of interesting as well, watching how the AI plays the Space Marines. I've learnt a bit just watching some of the tricks they do that seem really obvious now I know about them, if I'm honest. But I hadn't thought of, because I'm not some big Space Hulk aficionado. I played it a bit, but I've never much, and quite a long time back. So there it is, there's one of them. Every time you move a square with these storm bolters that they've got equipped, you get a free shot with it. And I'd never thought to use it to try and open doors. If you hit a door and you get a successful roll, it opens for you. So he was trying to get that door open, save himself some action points. And it looks like he only had one action point left there, and that's not enough action points to do what he just did. So they have cards and they can burn them to gain extra action points. And to be honest, if you haven't seen the first video, it does help to have seen that, because that I explain a lot of how the Space Marines work and some of the basic mechanics. And they can burn those for action points, and ours works slightly differently, which I'll show you in a sec. But it means that he must have burnt a card there to do what they just did. But what they just did was put a huge Overwatch down the centre of the map. Shit. Okay then. Hang on a sec. Hang on. That's a plasma cannon. I haven't fought with or against one of those yet, so this is going to be interesting. And if I didn't, yeah, that's a plasma cannon. They've got 2 plasma cannons. I mean, the only thing I can say that might give me a bit of hope here is at least it's quite close quarters. I can't imagine that's a great close quarters weapon. Anyway, we're in our conversion phase. So, as I said, two halves. In this phase, we do our card converting, and our card converting gives us blips. Different cards, different blips, a bit like the Space Marines, except extra flipped mechanic. And this blip's the interesting one, because that blip's an empty one. That's just a fake to kind of try and make them do something you want them to, or whatever. You can use it to kind of manipulate. I hate to say the AI, because it's not really the AI, it's the other player. That's just how Tyranids play. So we're going to convert something good. This is actually quite a good card. It spends himself with 1 die only, so that's pretty good against taking some of the harder Space Marines, but it's also giving us plenty of blips. And at the start of the game, I think that's going to be quite important. So they are quite happily going this way. I don't know what these two are going to do, but this lot is definitely going down this direction. So I fancy buffing up here, and then maybe that bit's covered. We got these miasmics around. This guy, if I use this storm point, he'll get seen. As soon as that door opens, the guy, even though it's miles down, he's outside of this. This is the Overwatch line rather than his vision line. So that's where he'll react and shoot back at anything that moves within it. But he'll see if we open that door. So I'm not keen to do it up there. So I might put the other one over here. Just kind of have stuff in all bases to some extent to begin with. And I think that's it for our conversion. Deploy everything. Now on this turn, the action phase, this is where we get to decide if we actually deploy any of these blips yet. Because I don't have to deploy these at all, and I'm pretty certain if I don't, they don't even know they're a potential yet. So I'm going to start off up here and get our double out up here, because I definitely want that out. We might be able to push around this side, we might be able to catch them off there. So yeah, you come out and just get running. Now the interesting thing with Genestealers is you have to play them one at a time, by which I mean once you've started moving one, you have to use all of its action points or you can't use them because you're done with him. I now can't go back to that and use that Genestealer again. So unlike, say, the Space Marines, where they can do like these funny little maneuvers where one person will move around a corner, then the other person will fill in his gap, then this person will overwatch and that. You can't do that as Genestealers. You've got to plan it out a bit more carefully. So we got him out. I'm also going to get the one up here out. We might as well. I might even trigger that. I can't do it this turn. Oh, I can do it. I have one action point left. Nice thing about Genestealers, unlike Space Marines, which actually they have to pay action points to turn, we don't. So we're nimble enough. But in order to hit this and actually do anything, I have to reveal myself to them. As a blip, all you can do is move and open doors. So I'm going to have to jump out and show them there's only a single Genestealer here. But that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. It also, if you played as the Space Marines, that sort of kind of explains a lot why sometimes you just see Genestealers appear around the map for no reason. They just convert from blips. And you're like, why did you do that? That's kind of why. They're up to something. They're being sneaky Gens. So there, that's the slowing field I was talking about, but that guy's not going to move this turn anyway, that's fine. The question is, what to do about down here? Because that's a plasma stacked up at the front of that queue. I wonder if I can... Because I don't think a plasma can overwatch. I might be wrong, I've never fought with one, but I'm tempted to have a bit of a go here and get... Now, this time round, I was able to spawn the card I played this round, but sometimes you can't. If anyone understands properly that spawning mechanic, I even tried to look it up before making the video, and I can't find any information on what locks it off or not. So there are scenarios with Genestealers where instead of being able to like play onto a spawn point like this and then get them out immediately, you actually have to wait an entire turn before they're available, and that of course makes a massive difference. It may well be if they're in line of sight of Terminators, or if Terminators are too close to them, maybe. I don't know. There's something going on there that I don't totally understand. So if anybody's got any clues on that, let me know. That's as much as we can move with those two blips. I think we're just down to the miasmics now. You can see sort of stuff flashing. Anything flashing is, I think, got action points left or is under the effect of some status debuff like that one is. So, do I want to try? No, I don't. I think I might leave you there. They can't do anything about you, and as I said, when these things die, they drop a slowing thing. And I can imagine, given their objective, they might want to come and give that a go. So no, let's give up on that. Can I? 6, 1, 2, open the door, 3, 4. I might be. I don't think I'll be able to hit him, but I can get up in front of him and in his way. Is that of any use at all to me? I think it might be, because I don't think he'll be able to shoot me without moving back, and that means the entire stack has to move back. I'm going to give this a try, I don't know. Open the door. You see, that uses all my action points. Whatever. It does get me right in his way, and if that's got any sort of blast radius whatsoever, he now can't shoot without shooting himself. I think that one works. In which case, I also think that's the end of my turn, because I want to leave him where he is. So, yeah, leave it. There are times, a bit like there, I didn't move out into the open, but there are times where you have to. There are times where you just got to roll the dice with Genestealers and trust on the fact that there are a lot more of you than there are Space Marines. Assuming you're spawning plenty, you know? Peter's having a bit. What are you going to do now with these guys? That's what I'm interested in. I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of interested in what the response is going to be here as well, but... Okay, these guys are just heading straight up central line. What are you lot going to do about this? Turn around and shoot the door? I suppose it doesn't matter really what he does. Notice, again, every time they move, they're using those action points if they can. He's super keen to get that door open. At the end, we will talk a little bit about the AI, because there are 2 difficulty modes in this. There is this mode, normal, and then there is, oh my god, you're going to die, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god mode. Which I've tried a little bit, and just so far I've just been getting my ass kicked over and over and over again. It is tough. And sometimes you can't help but feel that there needs to be one in the middle. So what are you up to, Space Marines? You're not sure what to do with that, are you? Because he's not going to want to melee. Because I will almost certainly win. Yeah, I think that move there has kind of caught him out a bit. The guy behind has gone on Overwatch. So there's definitely knows that this could go awfully wrong. And has kind of decided to just go, alright then, no worries. Now, how do I follow this up? We're in conversion phase, and this is one of the things I keep messing up. Is we're in conversion phase, I try and move things, and then I accidentally press enter and end my conversion phase. So I'm going to do my best not to do that in this video. Okay, we've got lots of just blips. Target door that isn't linked to a console. It opens up. That's really nice for no cost. Spawns a miasmic biomorph. I'm not too bothered about that, although we might need to use that this turn. And -1, yeah, so we'll convert this one. It's not the best card, but we'll convert that one. And I'm going to use this one as potentially a bit of a cheat. I'm going to put the blank one up here and spawn that one quite early on, just to try and make them think that there's something going on. And then this one's going to come here and use this one to blow that open, I think. Yeah, you can see under there, there is Overwatch. So as soon as I kill this dude, I will probably lose the miasmic biomorph. There is a question as to whether or not I use this as an opportunity to get... Can I get you... 1, 2... No. No, that's a bad plan. Unless I get him right up to that square, because as soon as this unit dies, Overwatch is going to go the whole way down to where we spawn here. Now, I reckon you can start coming up around here, I think. Give ourselves some other options. And then the single one? Hang out in the room. Yeah, single one, hang out in the room. We didn't spawn any down there, did we? Spawned one up here. Let's get that out next. Get it onto this location. Reveal it. And then do our secondary objective, because I'm kind of tempted to try and get that done as well. This might be being too blasé. I might be ending up regretting this, but we'll see. Okay, he's charged on out of there just fine. This dude's super keen on opening this door for some reason, so I might not worry about that. If I go there, he's going to get up and get close. There's 1, 2, he's get 3 shots as well, so I'm just going to wait on the corner here, I think. Not reveal anything yet. Just chill out. Let's send this one down as well. Same reason. Now the reason I've done this, and this seems to be a little bit of a trick, is if I do this, I'll be able to, if I reveal this one now, I'll be able to spawn Genestealers in these spots because there's 2 in this stack and they can't place behind. It feels very, very board gamey. Just on the basis that I truly believe that that's the sort of thing that they would have done in the board game as well, just to be douchebags. Right, can I put you there just to be a douchebag as well? As soon as I open the door, they'll see that that's fake. But for now, as far as the Marines know. Okay, so we got that miasmic, and I guess it's time for some killing. Have we got any cards to help him kill? No. Okay, so this is just going to be a straight up roll. What does a roll look like from the Genestealer side in melee? 66%. Really? It did not feel like that when I was playing Space Marines. Apparently, though, good enough. Plasma cannon down. I'll take that. And we even leave, like, that patch will slow them down if they go this direction as well. So that works for me. Right, I think that's everything done. Down on the left-hand side, you can see sort of various ones that you haven't moved or done anything with yet. Help you sort of go through your units. But this guy, I'm still very inclined to leave him where he is. I think he's fine there. Wait for them to come up. Yes, I think so. Might want to get someone across this path before they can Overwatch down it soon, though. I suppose I've got one there, haven't I? Yep. We're going to do, Marines. Bring it on. Be really intrigued as well to play this against an actual human. That's the other thing I haven't done yet. Haven't beaten the Vet AI, haven't played against an actual Umi. I suspect that the Umi, much like the Vet AI, will do a good job of kicking my ass. We poked the whoop to get the door open, and they're just stacking up hard in this corridor. Interesting. We've got Overwatch scenario where I can't quite get at him there, but we're conversion phase wasted. Don't mess it up. They're the same door. That one's the spawner miasmic, and 2 different variants of the same card there. One that spawns 2 different spots, one that spawns a fake. I might go for the 2 different spot one actually. Just the same number of Genestealers, but I've got more control over where they're coming from, right? Okay. Putting another blip down here isn't helpful now, but could be helpful later. And I'm going to put the other one up top here as a real one. because I might... They've already blocked off that corridor there. I was hoping to be able to get round this side, but I might have wasted my chance. Alright, no worries. Let's end that up, and actually... Right. -4. I need these guys to turn around and start worrying about their back. They haven't yet. That's perfect. So they haven't yet got to the point where they're overwatching down this line yet. So I'm inclined to get these guys into a position like that, where I'm either side of this corridor, ready to charge forward with those guys. Not going to go yet, because I think they'll give me more opportunities. There's an opportunity coming up here where they're going to have to try and cover like 4 different directions at once, and I don't think they've got the numbers for that. Same with this. I think I might... he'll step around the corner and shoot him. They'll step forward and shoot him. So the question is... It is 2 Genestealers. So I think our best opportunity is actually to try and challenge essentially this guy here. Get that down to that sort of spot and then just leave it awaiting round the corner. Can't spawn from there without getting ourselves killed. Don't really want to move that one, because if we can get this guy to turn around facing that way, this guy's going to jump him. So that might be it for my turn, I reckon. Unless I spawn that blip as well. Just on the basis that it ensures that they're trying to overwatch everywhere, and I don't think they've got enough people to actually cover everywhere. You're going to leave me an opening somewhere, Marines. So hopefully you guys start to get a bit of an idea as how this is, plays very, very differently to what the Marine play is like. It's the slow-moving, Overwatch everywhere. Is that... Oh! Well, we know what the plasma cannon does now. It killamajiggas. That's a bit of a problem. I was not expecting killamajiggan. So they have in fact done a... No, they haven't done a half, because he's not got Overwatch. So... And he's not moved at all. Interesting. Well, what do we want? What is this card? Rouse the Horde. Target a blip. It now contains 3 Genestealers, or do we want to play it and get 4? I now need to look at where our blips are. Yeah, we're actually quite short on blips. No, I need to convert that into lots. We need backup here, men. Not down that line, so... We need a triple blip from there. Might end up all having to be up there, actually. Yeah. Unfortunately, they've got a number of the spawn points locked down at the moment. Of course, I could have just left something waiting, a bit like I've got down here. Alright, done with conversion. And now... Now it's time to decide who dies. I suspect Mr. Plasma is next to go down. Yep. Hello, Mr. Plasma. Fight! Win! Ah, it does feel good to be the one winning all the melee now. Hide back around the corner again. Good jump, good jump. That's what we want. Now we've got the question of... Let's do some spawning. Especially that triple blip. Now, do I want to spawn? Yeah, let's get the blips out. They've still got a eye up this direction. So now comes the question, am I in a suitably decent position to maybe waste some Genestealers down here trying to get at this guy? I think I might be. Oh, I think I might be. Let's give it a go with the double blip here. Saying that, he's going to have to turn the corner at some point, isn't he? I might be just getting a bit keen. We've done good... That's -6. That's a shame. We've done good work so far. No, I'm getting over keen. Let's leave it. Let's leave it. He's fine. You're fine. Everything's fine here. We're all fine. Keep them scared as their men slowly drop. Oh god, he's opened the door up there. You get... And then he's failed to kill the miasmic. That was an unfortunate. Especially as I've got way back up for that dude as well. This guy has come around the corner and has been met with double genes. Using the sustained fire buff they get, where if they keep shooting, they get extra accuracy to take him down real nice, but has opened himself up. In fact, a number of them have opened themselves up. Let's get some spawning going. What should we have? Sure. No worries. This blip is now an option again, so let's get 2 there, and let's also get 1 over here to start following around behind. That is... oh, damn, that was the fake. I should really have done that the other way around. Oh, well. Just trying to pace this up. So first things first, you, sir, have made an error. Time to reveal that there is in fact a Genestealer behind you. Should we melee him? I think this is a good opportunity to go for the... oh, I didn't need to do that because I'm on his back. I don't think he can even defend. That was a mistake again. But anyway, that's 2 of them down. Fine with that. Let's make this guy now need to turn around. Send a gene after him too. You, sir. Set up alongside that guy. And we'll be fine there for now. You kind of have to... you kind of have to try, don't you? Because you're not going to be any use standing where you are. He's going to get shot at and he's going to dodge. Clutch dodge. No, no. This guy, please. What? Okay, that's gone weird. I don't know what I managed to do there. There was something went weird with the melee ability. Oh well. I have friends, never fear. Can't go into that spot this turn. Okay, that might have been an error. Anyway, that's still fine, because to be fair, that's a pack of 3. That's a pack of 3. They'll be all good. Let's get a fake blip out as well. Really freak them out about down there. And then I've got more down here, right? Yeah. The genes, they multiply. You should go that way, and the last one should try and back up the other guy and keep going straight. I think that's it. The only issue is Sarge here is getting awful close to planting the explosives. Not a massive fan of that. Okay. Oof, actually, they're doing alright there. No, he's not. He's still in range, isn't he? Spawn phase. Let's get just the double blips. I can play that card now. Conversion phase effect. Get 1 extra 2 blips to deploy. So that's okay. That's just weird. Strange card. Okay, that's a really good one. Okay, we'll play that card. And we'll convert that one. This is a very strange card. Say. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with it now. All my spawn points are like... I just played it for a laugh. All my spawn points are just like really weird, so... They seem fine. Let's get them down there, I guess. It is indeed my turn. You, sir, get running. Did this guy end up close enough that I can get to his back with action points? Yeah, he did. Hello. He threw me off from behind. Alright. Actually, no, I shouldn't use it here, should I? Oh, bubbles. I should have saved that. Ah! That was the far more important one of the 2 fights. 66%. Come on, baby. Chomp him up. That'll do.
Victors of all squads. Squad Apovalsal losses are grave. I am the only one remaining. I need immediate support.
This is Squad Lathril. We're too far from your position to reinforce. Withdraw at once.
I cannot, my brother. This twisted ruin must be destroyed. My life is forfeit.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think you might be right there, friend. There is a lot more guys I can move as well. Guess up there with you, because we really need to push on this Dyke guy now. It's just annoying I didn't have a spawn up there ready for it either. This is me not properly thinking through. Push you round. Get you out and just down for now. That's it. This guy is very close to his end goal. It's that one. Yeah, if he uses cards, he can get the end and actually beat me here. Come on, Genestealers, do some dodging. That's some dodging we need. And this was the one that I gave the... Oh, he's got quite a poor chance of winning. Ah, that was the one I gave the buff to as well. Sergeant is quite happy. That's cancelled his Overwatch. I didn't know that worked. That's an interesting one. Well, let's give it another shot then. Oh dear. 35% win chance. We win.
Mark their names and honor. I have commands. We will withdraw from this death trap at once.
Well, I'm not sure that was the best demonstration in the world, because I'm still getting my head around Genestealers and how to get them to work. I forgot about the secondary
Frustrated
objective
in their
completely
attempt
as well.
to destroy the Space Hulk and facing countless numbers of the biodivergent Genestealers, the Deathwing's unit cohesion crumbled. The grim vision of the dead Ultramarines was only a harbinger of their demise, but there has never been a shortfall of courage and dedication among the Dark Angels, and their will to fight remained undimmed.
Well, there you go. I'm going to leave it there, to be honest. Not go and, as before, spoil any further than that. That was the first one of the Dark Angels missions. So, to summarise, having, well, maybe demonstrated the Genestealers a bit to you, I'm not as good at those as I am with the Space Marines, but you get a bit of an idea of how asymmetrical and how kind of different it all plays out. And I've learned, as I said, quite a lot from being able to play that other side. I'd like to, well, first of all, I'd like to quite quickly just show you the campaign progress with the Blood Angels from the last video. Look how big this map ended up. Obviously, these are not all battles, but there was so much, like, there was little lore in there tucked away. This map looks really linear. It really wasn't. There was bits where you were teleporting around. There was bits where the map was locking off behind you or opening up around you. There was bits where stuff collapsed and you thought you got trapped in. It was cooler than you'd expect from this sort of appearance, and I'm really glad they added this into the game. But there's tons there, and I'm not even finished yet, so I really need to finish this up and then maybe move on to my veteran campaign where I get my ass kicked for days trying to work out how to beat that stuff. But having done that, I'm going to throw up some footage of me getting my ass handed to me by the vet AI in the background, and just talk a little bit about my thoughts on the game now. I've played, I don't know, 20, 25 hours, I think. And it's been good fun. I mean, the guys on stream have been carrying along. I did a bunch of streaming of it last night to try out the Genestealers for the first time and get a bit further in the campaign, and everyone was sort of enjoying coming along and watching that, which was good. I was certainly enjoying it. I mean, as I said, 20, 25 hours so far in, which I think has meant that it's not bad value if it's your sort of thing. I mean, definitely this is one of the more niche games, but then Cyanide, the guys that develop this, they're really good at those niche games. If they make something that's your thing, they tend to come to it with some new ideas, or at least do a really faithful recreation of it. Blood Bowl more on the faithful recreation side of things, whereas this card system they added, combined with the world map, it's just enough. Someone perfectly nailed it in the comments of the last video. It took what is normally a relatively doldrum board game adaptation when it's made into a video game into something that really does feel like a video game. Story's been good, voice acting's been pretty good, you know. I don't really have any complaints on those lines. I would like to see the AI tweaked a little bit, if I'm honest. The normal AI, in the campaign at least, had started to get a bit easy for me. Or at least it felt that way. Maybe the difficulty's stepping up and stepping down. I don't know. It might just be that at this little point, it's starting to ease up and then it's about to go utterly ham. But it did feel like potentially there could be a 3-stage AI instead of a 2-stage one. Because at the moment you've got normal mode, and that does seem to be I mean, I've talked to a couple of other guys about this. I hesitate to use the word story mode, but it's definitely designed to allow players who aren't that familiar with this sort of game to get their way through it and still see the end of the game, still get through the storyline, right? And for someone like me, I got quite familiar with the mechanics and started to feel like that was a bit easy. So I went and whacked it on Veteran and immediately just got destroyed. So, I mean, I like that as a challenge, don't get me wrong. That is something that I consider very positive because it's replayability in the long term, right? So it means that I've got this wall ahead of me that I really now want to get over. Some people, again, aren't quite like that, but I quite like the idea that there's still a challenge ahead of me in a game and I'm not just done with things. Why I'm going to be going back through the campaign again, but on that higher difficulty. But I do feel like perhaps there should be one in between the two for people that aren't willing to like really throw themselves at Veteran to try and figure out how to do it, because I'm not terrible, I don't think, not as Space Marines, and I was getting torn up. Don't know, I mean, certainly not enough to by any means have spoilt my experience. I'm still enjoying it and I'm still going to enjoy it in the future. I really love the fact you can play as a Genestealers too. Other Space Hulk games I've played haven't necessarily done this, and it's another way in which this kind of separates itself from the rest of the Space Hulk pack. So mostly stuff has been pretty positive. The AI, as I said, is, you know, the one area in which I feel like there could be a bit of tweaking going forward. The other thing I'll mention is I would quite like to be able to dress up my Space Marines in the single player campaign like you can in Skirmish. That's very minor and perhaps slightly frivolous of me, but hey, there you go. I got really attached to my squad and it would be very nice to be able to customize them a bit. Just a random thought. Outside of that, the map editor is really damn cool. The fact that it's so like duplicate of the original Space Hulk, where you had like bits of card that you arranged to make your different rooms and corridors, and that's just exactly how the map editor works. Reminds me of drawing out in graph paper maps back in the day. Not necessarily for Space Hulk, but that sort of idea. So real big thumbs up to that. Even though it's quite simple, and I'll stick this up now. Look at the state of this map. You can clearly make some very cool, very impressive stuff in there. I thought about showing you guys this actually during the recording and realised how complex and how much thought was going to be necessary to get anywhere through it, that I was just, no, alright, fair enough, backing away from this one. But hey, my experience has definitely been a positive one. If you guys fancy checking this out, remember there is a link down in the video description. It would be nice if you use that. I've got to say, again, a thanks to Focus Home Interactive for sponsoring this, and a thanks to you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed, please hit the like button. It really helps me in the channel out. If you didn't, dislike button's right next door, and I know I got a bit rambly towards the end there, but hey, I had fun and just jabbering away about my thoughts. There you go. Cheers, guys. I'll catch you for the next one.